Walk through any Australian suburb in 1972 and you'd notice something immediately. The streets were full of people, but very few bodies looked like what we now call overweight. Old photographs show it clearly. Crowds at the cricket, shoppers outside the milk bar, families at the beach. Almost everyone lean, not gym fit, not dieting, just naturally slim. No one counted calories, no one talked about carbs. There were no fitness apps or protein shakes. Yet obesity was rare. The difference wasn't discipline. It wasn't better genetics. It was the environment people lived in every day. How they moved, what they ate, and what simply wasn't available. Australia in the 60s and 70s created slim bodies by default. Most families still shopped the old way. Not one giant weekly supermarket trip, but several small walks to local shops. The butcher, the greengrocer, the baker, the corner store for milk and bread. You carried everything home yourself. Suburbs weren't built around cars yet. Kids walked to school. Adults walked to the shops. If something was forgotten, you walked back. Mum might make 3 or 4 trips in a day without thinking about it. Bags full of potatoes, meat, and vegetables swinging from each arm. No one called it exercise. It was just life. Car ownership was growing, but many households still had one car, or none at all. Dad took the Holden to work. Everyone else used their feet or a bike. Catching the bus meant walking to the stop, standing, transferring, walking again. Movement accumulated naturally. Children covered even more ground. After school, they disappeared outside until sunset, riding bikes, playing footy in the street, climbing fences, swimming at the local pool. Hours of running without supervision or structure. No screens pulling them indoors. Energy burned constantly, without intention. Food worked the same way. Convenience barely existed. Most meals were cooked from scratch because there was no alternative. Frozen food sections were small. Ready meals were almost unheard of. Takeaway meant fish and chips wrapped in paper on a Friday night, not daily drive-through. If you wanted dinner, you cooked it. That meant peeling potatoes, chopping vegetables, trimming meat, stirring pots. Preparing food took time and effort. Making extra meant more work, so portions stayed reasonable. A roast chicken fed the whole family. Leftovers became sandwiches the next day. Nothing was wasted. Processed food simply hadn't taken over the kitchen yet. Breakfast was Weet-Bix, porridge or toast with Vegemite. Lunch was sandwiches wrapped in greaseproof paper. Dinner was meat, vegetables, maybe rice or potatoes. Simple ingredients you could recognise. There weren't shelves of snacks engineered to be irresistible. Sugar existed, but it wasn't everywhere. Soft drinks were occasional treats. Cordial was diluted to make it last. Lollies came from the milk bar once a week with pocket money counted in cents. A small paper bag of mixed sweets had to last days. You didn't drink your calories. Most adults drank tea, water or milk. A can of Coke wasn't something you grabbed casually. It was for parties or special occasions. Snacking between meals wasn't normal either. You ate breakfast, lunch and dinner, maybe afternoon tea with a biscuit. That was it. If a child said they were hungry an hour after eating, the answer wasn't another snack. It was wait for dinner. Cupboards simply didn't contain endless options. No chips, no chocolate bars, no energy drinks stacked by the dozen. The temptation wasn't there. Portion sizes were smaller too. Plates were smaller. Restaurants served sensible meals, not oversized platters. A steak was modest. Vegetables filled most of the space. Second helpings were possible, but not automatic. The idea of eating until uncomfortable wasn't common. Eating out was rare because it cost real money. A restaurant meal might equal half a day's wages. Families saved it for birthdays or anniversaries. Most nights you ate at home. Home cooking naturally limited excess. Even the house itself encouraged movement. Chores weren't automated. Washing machines were basic and often outside. Laundry went on the Hills hoist and had to be pegged out in the sun. Lawns were mowed by hand, floors scrubbed, carpets beaten, windows cleaned manually. Maintaining a home meant lifting, bending, carrying. Air conditioning was uncommon, so people didn't sit inside all day. Life spilled outdoors. Backyards, verandas, beaches, parks. Kids swam all summer. Adults gardened or worked on projects. Heat pushed you into activity rather than stillness. Leisure rarely involved sitting. Television had limited channels and limited hours. When nothing was on, you turned it off. There were no endless streams of entertainment, no scrolling for hours. Boredom sent people outside. Social life was active too. Barbecues, cricket matches, surf clubs, camping trips. Weekends meant doing things, not sitting. Work burned energy as well. A large share of Australians still worked physical jobs. Trades, factories, farming, construction, mining. 8 hours on your feet. Lifting, digging, carrying. Even office work involved more movement. Filing cabinets, paper documents, walking messages between departments. No emails, no sitting frozen at a screen all day. Daily life demanded your body. Food also cost more relative to income. Families couldn't afford waste or indulgence. Groceries took a large part of the budget. You planned meals carefully and used everything you bought. Overeating wasn't just unhealthy, it was expensive. Leftovers were saved. Bread heels were toasted. Bones became soup. That mindset came from practicality, not dieting. If you wanted something sweet, someone had to bake it. Cake meant time, ingredients, and effort. That naturally limited how often it happened. There wasn't a bakery on every corner or delivery at midnight. Nothing was instant. Another difference was how food tasted. Modern products are engineered to be hyper-palatable, precise combinations of sugar, salt, and fat designed to override fullness. In the 70s, most food hadn't been chemically optimized to keep you eating. You stopped when you were full because the food didn't trick you into continuing. Bread came from bakeries and went stale quickly. Meat looked like meat. Vegetables came whole. Ingredients lists were short. There were fewer additives designed to extend shelf life or boost cravings. Meals had natural stopping points. There were also quiet social pressures. While often blunt and insensitive, people commented on weight. Doctors spoke plainly. Family members noticed changes. Clothing sizes were limited. If you gained weight, finding new clothes became difficult. It wasn't a supportive system, but it discouraged large weight swings. None of this was about health trends. No one was chasing a perfect body. They simply lived in an environment where overeating and inactivity were hard to achieve. To gain weight in 1970s Australia, you had to work at it. Today, the situation is reversed. Cars replace walking. Screens replace outdoor play. Snacks are everywhere. Soft drinks are cheap. Portions are enormous. Food is available 24 hours a day. Most jobs require sitting. The modern environment encourages weight gain automatically. Back then, the environment did the opposite. Australians weren't slimmer because they tried harder. They were slimmer because everyday life required movement, home cooking, smaller portions, and limited access to processed food. Calories were balanced without anyone thinking about it. The difference wasn't willpower, it was the world around them.